Geek Out! Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
We are continuing our countdown to Star Trek Beyond, our celebration of 50 years of Star Trek, with the last Star Trek film that features the full original crew, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. It was originally they were kind of like debating if they should do another Star Trek film after Final Frontier bombed at the box office, and they figured, well, as long as we cut the budget and keep it nice and trim, because this film was created as kind of a 25th anniversary of the launch of the original series, just like Beyond is a celebration of 50 years of Star Trek. Which means this movie's 25 years old. Good God.
Mm-hmm. Which means it's halfway through the lifespan of Star Trek.
Yes, yeah. It's wild, man.
I just realized this when you said that it was, for whatever reason, saying it this time in the commentary that we're celebrating 50 years. I was like, oh, this was celebrating 25 years. I've known both of those facts the entire time we've been doing this commentary series, but for whatever reason, they finally clicked.
Yeah, it's wild. We did this movie's 25 years old now. Voyage Home is 30 years old now. It's crazy. I remember seeing like posters and shit for this as a kid in the theater, though I guess I was only like 5 at the time or something like that. Do you guys have any memories or any recollections about The Undiscovered Country?
Well, I saw it when I was working at Blockbuster, I think. And to my memory, that's the only time I've ever seen it. But yeah, the first one that I remember in terms of like you with the posters and stuff like that was Generations, which I'm looking forward to seeing next week.
All of my memories will be birthed from this viewing because I know nothing about this film whatsoever.
I have no recollection of ever seeing this film, so I'm in the same boat as Jake.
So it is truly The Undiscovered Country for you two.
That's right.
Which is itself a line from Hamlet. That's the reference. That's The Undiscovered Country. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Chris, cue us up.
Shakespeare.
So we're watching the Blu-ray version of this movie. You should be fine watching it however you're seeing it. We, as per usual, we have the movie all set up, ready to go. The counter is paused at 0, so make sure you have that set up and ready to go. I will give you a countdown and tell you to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, the original director, Nicholas Meyer, the guy that directed Star Trek Wrath of Khan, co-wrote that, and he also co-wrote Voyage Home, was the guy that is directing this one. And yeah, it's dedicated to Gene Roddenberry, because after he sees a test screening, 2 days later he dies.
Man, the Ring needs to step up its game. That takes only 7 days to kill someone.
Yeah, and Star Trek The Undiscovered Country takes 2.
Well done, Star Trek, well done.
But yeah, Nicholas Meyer came back. He was co-writing the story with Leonard Nimoy, and it was decided, like deep in the scripting game, was like, oh, what if I just direct it too? Because Nimoy didn't really have an interest in going back to direct this flick.
And they didn't want Shatner back?
No.
Poor Bill.
Yeah, well, he comes out okay. He's got Tech War after this.
I still should have bought that on Laserdisc, but I didn't think I was actually going to see Shatner at Awesome Con last year, so I was like, I need something weird. Can't just be one of like the Star Trek movies.
Yeah,
Well, Tech War is pretty weird.
Yeah,
it's out there. But the original plan for the beginning of Star Trek VI was to show everybody off doing stuff, and this was kind of supposed to be a getting the band back together film. So you would have Kirk had married Dr. Marcus from Wrath of Khan, and was kind of working a desk job back at Starfleet, and so was Spock. Sulu, as we see that his one story survives, he's captain of the Excelsior now. Scotty's trying to reverse engineer the cloaking device on the Klingon bird of prey from Voyage Home. Uhura has her own talk show, kind of like the beginning of Ghostbusters 2. And Chekhov is playing chess with aliens because let's just keep stereotyping Chekhov.
Is that a Russian stereotype to be? I guess it is. Yeah, aliens. Okay.
Kasparov, yeah. Also, the casting director, Mary Jo Slater, is the mother of Christian Slater, who has a cameo in this film.
Nice.
For all you Mr. Robot fans.
I'm already excited now
Or-
for this movie.
Or Heathers fans.
Yeah.
Or Cuffs fans.
Or True Romance.
Oh.
Alone in the Dark. No, nobody?
No.
No, I'll stick with your Mr. Robot reference.
Another interesting thing in the cast, I know, Sam, you brought up while we were sound checking it, Bowie's wife is in this movie.
Iman's in this movie, yeah. At the time, she was one of the most well-known supermodels in the world.
Good for her.
She does okay. She does okay. And she marries well, too. Yeah, there was a bunch of different stories that they had kind of pitched around. One was they wanted to revisit the idea of a prequel, which of course becomes the 2009 Star Trek. Another option was they all get killed on one last ride, but they thought it was too dark, so they're like, what if they just go on one last ride and none of them die? They're like, oh, okay, that works too.
For the kids.
So the general premise of Star Trek 6 is what if, because the Berlin Wall had just come down 2 years previous. The idea was what happens if the wall came down in space between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. And so to do that, that means you need a Chernobyl. And the Chernobyl in this is the destruction of Praxis.
And Praxis is what again?
It's a valuable resource moon in the Klingon Empire.
Gotcha. And there's the Excelsior. Right? Yes. Yeah, I heard him say it.
It had been established in Search for Spock that he had his eye on captaining the Excelsior, which they also address in Voyage Home.
Yep.
And so it finally pays off here.
Wow, that effect almost looked really, really good.
Almost being the key word.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, Steven Spielberg.
Why do you look so bored?
He looks like a bored Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just his delivery. Oh my God.
What are you, Batman 89?
Once more and with feeling.
Bye.
There we go. There's the feeling.
One of the things I don't like about Star Trek 6 is how practical, what's his name, Nicholas Meyer made it. Like you see like actual kitchens and stuff, even though we know replicators exist, and you see them use books and dictionaries, even though we know that those are outdated. It's just like, dude, come on.
Although it is nice knowing that when the ship shakes and gets thrown around, they're not just simulating it themselves in their seats. It looks like they're actually being thrown the fuck around.
Yeah.
So how much of Nimoy's original work makes it through into this?
Basically, he's the. There's the definition of praxis, but yeah, he basically came up with a story of, in Next Gen we see Worf as part of the crew. He's the Klingon crew member. He was like, let's see that story of peace between the Federation and the Klingon Empire take place.
Oh, okay.
So I think he really just came up with a premise, and it was really Meyer that really did the heavy lifting with the script.
Okay.
Good thing it wasn't Stephanie Meyer doing it.
Oh.
No, that means nobody has sex until they get married, and then they all turn into vampires.
And it bombs harder than 5.
It's cool to see Sulu have a bigger role too.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he was barely in the last one.
Yeah, it was a glorified cameo. I think him and Walter Koenig were only on set for like a week for Final Frontier. But yeah, the destruction of Praxis was supposed to be the Chernobyl level event for the Klingon Empire.
Could have just turned it off.
2/3 of the planet's missing, but no, we're good guys. Please don't come help.
Moon.
Moon.
You're like one of those people that calls, the Yavin 4 just Yavin, aren't you? Gah.
No. I'm one of those people that thinks Pluto is still a planet.
Ugh.
Well,
I would have accepted talk show, but sure, have a seminar.
Yeah, again, they scrapped that because they thought it was too, like a montage of them doing various things would be too costly. So they're like, let's just throw them right in the action.
Shame. I would have liked to have seen that.
I'm bored too.
Everyone's bored in this movie.
They just mixed a lot of Quaaludes in with their coffee.
Uppers and downers. Oh boy.
Well, that way the Quaaludes get into their bloodstream faster.
Isn't that how Bones usually takes his coffee?
Probably.
Yeah. When he can't get his hands on whiskey, or hell, he throws whiskey in too.
Just so it tastes better.
That's the Bones I know.
Quaaludes are, historically chalky.
Mm.
Oh, sure, they wanted to scrap the montage, but they let, Spock walk for like 5 minutes. That was a bit more than a decimation. If you go with the exact definition of decimation, it means 1/10 of it is gone. It was more than a tenth.
It's at least 2/3.
I was about to say it, yeah. 2/3. Now, not to stray too far away from Star Trek, but Chernobyl was one of the things that helped kickstart the fall of the Berlin Wall.
I think so. I mean, there's just the idea that there's this massive, it's only 3 years before the fall of the Berlin Wall. It's this massive disaster within, the heart of Ukraine, which is one of the major parts of the Soviet Union, which clearly Russia still wants to get back. Yeah, I mean, I think it was one of their big energy production facilities. Like, it was basically the model for nuclear power within the Soviet Union. And so, yeah, it kind of... They're still fucking recovering from Chernobyl.
Oh.
The effects of it were felt as far away as, like, Sweden, too.
Yeah, I mean, the effects of Fukushima were felt as far away as, like, Southern California, you know?
Mm.
Brock Peters, he plays Sisko's dad on Deep Space Nine. Completely different character.
Continuity be damned.
Not even close to the first one to do it, too.
And they're probably just like, nobody saw Star Trek 6. And he knows it, too.
He knows it right there.
Yeah, that facial expression.
It was like looking at Christopher Reeve while they were filming Superman 4.
Yeah, but
Commentary available now.
Which was seen less? 5 or 6?
Of the Star Trek films, 5. 5 has seen less.
Shame.
Shouldn't have released it in the summer, man.
Yeah.
Especially not the summer of 89 against
Yeah,
Batman,
the summer
Back to the
of
Future.
89.
I like that dude's, like, facial hair for some reason.
He's got the James Hetfield beard.
Yeah.
Or the Lemmy.
Well, I was going to say the almost Lemmy, because Lemmy's goes down to his neck.
It did.
Well, now people know when this commentary came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that telling them that it comes out in preparation for Star Trek Beyond helped.
Yeah, not the fact that it posts like 5 months after Lemmy's dead.
Just saying. In 5 years in the future, if people are still listening to this, they might have been like, was this before or after Lemmy's death?
We have them time-stamped.
I didn't think it was possible for a science fiction action movie.
I listen to plenty of podcasts. I never look at the timestamps.
I didn't think it was possible for a science fiction action movie to make a secret board meeting look boring, but goddamn, this film does it in spades.
Yeah, they can't all be Star Wars with the.
Could you
Did they
pass
have
the
board
salt?
meetings in Star Wars films?
I mean, the first time you see Darth Vader use his Force choke, it's in a board meeting.
It is.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Of course, Jim Kirk is still pissed about the whole thing because they killed his son. I say as he screams, "Let them die."
I wasn't really screaming.
I'll kill you. Batman 66 commentary available now.
Definitely available now.
Now, is Spock back to calling him Jim, or...
Yeah, he learns how to call him Jim by the end of Star Trek 4.
Okay.
Used to call me Jim. Don't you remember that?
Wales.
She's like, Jim. Spa.
Man, they
Renee,
really love
Spa.
space stock. I see why they created Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
If you got that set, man.
Did you accidentally shave one of them, and then you just like might as well do the other one.
Oh God, I am starting to slowly remember this film.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was originally written as Savick returning to the Enterprise, but they were like, let's just create a new character instead of recasting a second time.
Do we want to have a third actress play this character?
There's a major.
To be fair, Kim Cattrall is my favorite Savick.
I seem to remember there's a major scene that revolves around her, doesn't it? Or
Yes.
yeah, okay.
That's the last time we get to see Captain Kirk command the Enterprise.
That's right, because in Generations, he's just there as an observer.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to believe it until he finally sat down. God damn it, now it's real.
I mean, you can
All
always
good
watch the
things.
older movies.
Yeah.
I could just watch the film in reverse.
I like how her bangs don't line up either.
What I just miss?
She tried to countermand, point out, she tried to quote regulation for like...
He has to say the specific, go or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think it was basically like you have to wait until the space dock doors are completely open. And he's like, "Fuck you."
Oh, is that what it is?
That's glorious Scotty pose.
I hope that's the only time we see him in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's that yellow bastard.
We get it, Jim.
Fuck him. It's like she's doing her best Shatner impression.
I do like how they let, Shatner's age show a bit more for this film. He isn't dyeing his hair like he was in Final Frontier.
Launch the Valeris.
The end doesn't scare us.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall got to choose her character name, and she got the idea of Valeris for the word Eris, who's the Greek goddess of strife.
So she's a Vulcan heiress.
Of strife. This shit is dank, Valeris.
He's like, this is dope. It's dope. Shit is dank. He's like, he wafts. He's like, this is what I'm screaming.
Well, you better recognize.
Shut up.
Ooh,
Dank.
gotta have
Yeah.
faith.
Try this dank shit, please.
Puff, puff, pass. It is logical.
Always pass to the left.
Puff, puff, pass. It is illogical. It is logical. It's like the Chronic album cover, but it's just called The Logic. I gotta say, right now, this movie's on par with the first movie Boredom for me, because they're doing fuck all.
They had an explosion.
He's passing the puff.
Yeah, smoke this. You lose your eyebrows too.
Peace tends to be pretty boring, Jake.
Peace, love, dope.
Yeah, peace, love, dope.
Peace sells.
But who's buying? That's the second Megadeth
Yeah.
reference.
Snake Eyes. I hope this Snake Eyes thing becomes a
It's
thing.
staying, man.
Yeah, it's staying with us.
No one knew what the hell Bones was anyway. I always reference that to people, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
I
see
got
Clerks
it.
2. They're like, what?
If you remember David Warner from Final Frontier, he's cast as a different role. He's the Klingon Chancellor Gorkin.
Gherkins.
He's also
The Bird of Prey's get an upgrade?
probably.
Enterprise got an upgrade. I mean, you've been in one.
In 2 movies.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You
Let's just
flew-
blow him up
you
now.
flew one.
Raise shields, fire the weapons. Peace be damned.
On side.
How much do I not give a fuck? Let me show you right now if we get it up.
I feel like that's exactly what, Shatner's thinking.
Whoa, my God. It's like Thriller Jacket times mutation.
It's the Thriller jacket after Michael Jackson has taken the TGRI ooze from Turtles 2.
It's
I mean,
Abraham
David
Lincoln.
Warner is in Turtles 2. He's the scientist.
He's
Yes,
the
he is.
scientist.
Now all we need is Vanilla Ice to do the Klingon rap.
You get Christian Slater. Is that not good enough?
Does he do the Klingon rap?
No.
Yeah, then it's not.
How about if we had Spock do it? Happiness is illogical, Captain.
Mm. Mr. Tibbs?
I
The-
get that
the-
reference.
The cast members didn't really like the kind of more like xenophobic references, like to the point where Nichelle Nichols refused to say any of them because, she dealt with racism.
Yeah.
What? Wild.
Also, how useless is the whistle man?
And how
Anyone?
cheating is that? Just
All-
use a real whistle.
All whistles are useless.
General Chang.
It's not going to look cool, guys. I can guarantee you it's not going to look cool. And nope, it looks retarded. Look, the Klingons... God, the Klingons... It's like the inverse Ghost Rider where, like, you can't fuck up a flaming skull on a motorcycle like Sam said and look cool. The Klingons always look stupid, except Worf.
Yeah.
And
I
the
was
new
about to
Klingons
say-
with the masks, those are cool. But, like, look at this. Look at this shit. Look, Spock even knows. Look at that.
I love that outfit.
Christ.
She looks older than him.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's mostly the prosthetics, but
Get the fuck out of here.
Christopher Plummer from The Sound of Music, man. He's General Chang.
he's like the least prosthetic out of all of them.
Yeah, the upgraded film stock really doesn't help these effects either. It's like, I can see where the skin or the bald cap starts.
Yeah, it's high definition for you.
Sometimes it's a real detriment.
Shatner and Plummer worked the Canadian theater circuit early on in their careers, like in the 1950s together. So it must have been cool for them to...
That one looks like Scotty.
That's if
Yeah, it's Klingon Scotty.
that's if Shatner remembered him.
Yeah.
I don't know this man. Racist?
Yeah, you're going to probably say that a lot, so maybe don't. Because it happens a lot in this movie.
And don't have a superior officer standing by when you're racist. Peasants. I'll kill them all. I mean, let's be honest, that's probably what she was thinking.
There was a line that Uhura had where they were talking about the Klingons, and she says, yes, but would you let your daughter marry one? And she refused to deliver that line. She's like, what the fuck,
Well said. Well said. by not saying it.
So Meyer had a bet with the cast because nobody wanted to eat this like fucking calamari stuff that had been sitting under the on-set lights, the stage lights for so long. He was like, I will personally pay you $20 for every shot where you actually eat it. And Shatner cost him hundreds of dollars.
Shatner's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well done, Bill. Well done.
Get the fuck out.
Which you can do now.
Yeah, drink your Windex and die.
Yeah, get that Arctic chill Gatorade down here.
Ooh, yeah.
Another one is I could kill you all and no one would know the difference.
Run away with me. You know what? I should have mixed up some Romulan ale for us to drink while watching this.
We got 6 more Star Trek movies.
It's true.
I'm sure this isn't the last time we will see it on screen.
Oh, good. All I need is Bacardi, Everclear, and Blue Curacao. I say it like that because we're recording in Virginia, where you cannot legally buy Everclear. To go to West Virginia. Or maybe Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland should have it.
Oh.
Both equally not enticing options to me.
Oh, but West Virginia, the liquor stores stay open longer.
And you can buy liquor in 7-Elevens.
For those who don't know,
Did they
listening
all
at
just
home,
did they all just read Hamlet before coming to this dinner?
Specifically Act 1, Scene 3, which is where Undiscovered Country and To Be or Not To Be is from the final
later,
act.
isn't
That's
it?
the
Yeah.
final act. That's Act 5,
It's
Scene
in
1.
It's in Act 1 of the Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah.
Which means that's the gospel.
Or not to be a brave new world.
That's the question.
New world.
The question is,
one of
does
his,
this movie suck?
is it just
The
me or is
answer
one of
is
his pupils
yes.
larger than the other?
It happens when you have a very bright light source on one side of you and a dark one on the other, which is a common occurrence on film sets and stuff like that. Because you have your key light and your fill light, and it almost always cuts your face in half. Metaphorically.
Ouch.
I said metaphorically.
Yeah. I doesn't even wait for them to leave. Oh, come on, guys. Tell us how you really feel. That's better. Says the one man who enjoys drinking.
Still that picture of that yellow bastard.
You can get Hamlet in Klingon from private sellers on Amazon for a penny, plus $3.99 shipping.
Seems about right.
This is a minor inconvenience. We're about to see the weird... You know, previously we had seen, like, phasers just straight up, like, disintegrate people, right? We don't see that in this.
I have a theory of what's happening now, but I don't know if it's accurate or not.
Please, share with the rest of the class.
It's not them firing?
Which means...
There's someone cloaked firing.
Perhaps.
Oh,
Or their Romulan ale just kicked in.
from what I've seen right now, I think so.
Oh, no. You know what? They just drank the fizzy thing at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
The fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah.
No, I think Tinkerbell's loose in there.
Are they thinking happy thoughts?
Okay, this film is slowly coming back to me now.
They had to color
It's a Power Ranger.
They had to color
What
the
are those?
They had to color the
Ooh.
blood purple, otherwise they would have gotten an R rating.
I remember this effect and thinking, this is really cool for
I'm
a Star
sorry,
Trek
Klingon
movie.
is like the stupidest sounding thing in the world. Good job, dog. I like those robot things though. I'm back
Well, you
in.
said they had to color the blood unless they would get...
Yeah, it's kind of got a purple hue.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Even though every other depiction of Klingon blood is red.
Yeah.
Is this just like two the Top Gear guy?
Oh, the Stig?
Yeah, it's just this two Stigs going around killing Klingons.
Double stig.
Yeah.
Parlez-vous? What?
Whoa. All right.
Where do I find phasers that can do that?
Set to sever.
A knocks on the moon.
A knocks on a
A knocks on the moon. Well, at least he tried to do something.
Next time, Gadget.
Are those just glue guns?
Probably. They made this one on a budget.
Okay, there's the purple hue.
Taste the booger flavor.
That's right.
I'd rather taste the rainbow.
You're only getting one color in this one.
Purple. Sorry, purple doesn't exist in the rainbow. Violet. For all my art nerd buddies.
Ew.
I know, it's like Go-Gurt.
Shit, at this point, I'd like to see you try. But
The Zolly shot.
Scotty just said they hadn't before. Who's lying to who?
That's the story, man. That's the mystery. I like how in both this and Wrath of Khan, whenever Spock says, "Perhaps you're right," he does something sneaky.
Yeah, he looked like he's about to, like, nerve pinch him and be like, "Get in sleep."
It wasn't quite a nerve pinch, but he does do something to his shoulder, or did do something to his shoulder.
Place something on him?
Oh, I see you've been having fun with paint.
I mean, where else are you going
Death
to play
by
a
numbers.
friendly game of paintball? I mean, I assume that's what they all were doing, and they're just playing dead, right, guys? Right? No one's really dead.
His blood's purple, and in every other depiction, Jim, it's been red.
You're just spraying the blood out of him faster.
Like, his heart is in his foot, sir. I don't know the damned anatomy.
Oh, shit, it worked.
You. Fuck you.
Kiss him. Keep hitting me.
Now,
You weren't strong enough, James.
I've been waiting for you, James. It's been a long time.
Hello, James Bond.
Goodbye, James. Bye.
Goodbye.
I was the author of all your pain.
no, that's Matt Myra.
I remember when you used to defend Matt Myra.
Yeah. Times change.
What did he say that Supernatural should have finished after season 5?
I don't think he's ever mentioned Supernatural.
That's the only thing I've ever seen boil your blood that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it should have. Arrested.
How does she know all this?
She's monitoring their internal comms. That's how she was able to tell there was weapons fire inside.
I think I now realize I've always confused what happens to them with what I believed had happened in The Wrath of Khan.
David Bowie's wife, ice planets, and Kirk vs. Kirk.
Yeah. But, like, basically being taken to, like, a penal colony, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Peen.
Yeah, I'd always thought in Wrath of Khan they got left behind on, like, a penal colony.
Left behind.
Or at least
yes.
Kirk had, specifically.
It's Kurtwood Smith from that '70s show as the president of Starfleet.
Holy shit!
Bitches leave.
Oh my, look at how bad that looks.
That's what you ask him if you ever see Kurtwood Smith. How is it with the giant Fu Manchu that you had to wear?
God, how many more films are you going to show up in, Sarek?
It's really just this is it, unless you count the reboot.
But it's not Sarek in...
Well, it's not Mark Leonard Sarek. It's a different. It's Ben Cross playing Sarek in Star Trek 2009.
Fuck you, Vulcan.
He's a Romulan.
Ooh, so close.
Fuck you, Romulan.
Fuck you, ramen.
No, don't fuck ramen. I like ramen.
Oh. Sabotage!
Is she right, or is she just talking out her ass?
Probably right, but I don't know.
Wait,
So
that's...
what species is he? Is he Romulan as well?
No, he's just Kurtwood Smith.
Because he looks... If I had to...
Red?
If I had to place him... Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
We went over this.
No, I didn't know the actor's name.
Oh. Because if I had to place him by looking at him, I would say, it's probably a Klingon.
Because of the pronounced forehead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Klingons aren't part of the Federation, but they have a...
I know, that's... I was going to be like, but I was like, but I'll let it go because it looks like he's right. So now I'm confused.
Man, they really hit him under a shit ton of makeup and prosthetics.
You know, I love it when we don't get subtitles in these movies.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all my fault and I could just click a couple things and get subtitles, but it's even more fun when I'm just no idea what's going on. I have inexplicably decided to speak English for this important part.
I feel like it's almost like Christopher Plummer, like, I'm not learning all these lines in fucking Klingon.
Oh, she's doing it for the audience. As she stares at us and delivers her lines.
Well, so is Chang. Oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
I can't break away. Kumate, kumate, kumate.
Can we just switch to watching Bloodsport and just pretend like we're still just occasionally say a Star Trek related thing? What the fuck?
It's the Phantasm Ball.
Mm.
You're still stupid looking. On the trivia for this,
Ah,
it says...
looks like he learned a little bit of Klingon after all.
Yeah. He says, I think the first bit he says when he beams back. But yeah, you were saying.
On the trivia on this, it's like, for Christopher Plummer, it's like his eyepiece has 3... screws in it, so the eyepiece is screwed to his head. I'm like, no shit. How's that trivia? Stupid.
He looks good for missing an arm.
Worf?
It's his grandfather.
Sound
Canonically? I was supposed to say, there's got to be a reason why he looks so much and sounds almost exactly like the character.
Looks like Michael Dorn, sounds like Michael Dorn.
It must be Michael Dorn. Yeah. Family.
Is it actually played by Michael Dorn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, clever Star Trek. Fuck you, but clever.
The one
guy's like,
Arthritis.
All
McCoy's
right, I got
like-
a fan. I'm not going to die today.
yeah. And in that moment,
he,
McCoy,
he looks over and sees Christopher Plummer in a bald cap. It's like, oh, guys.
yeah, I'm still in this shit.
Nimoy personally saw to it that DeForest Kelley would be paid $1 million for his role in this film because he knew his health, he's starting to get up in his years. He knew his health was starting to fail. So he basically ensured that his friend would get a kind of a wealthy a well-paid send-off to ensure a retirement for the rest of his days.
Well, that was kind of him.
Benefit of being executive producer.
Benefit of having a friend like Leonard Nimoy.
By the way, we've been shitting on the Klingon makeup, but I actually think they did a pretty good job, except for Christopher Plummer's things on his head.
Well, except when...
The thing, like the little bumps that are going like straight down the back of his head. But I think otherwise, it's actually a really good job. I'd say the worst Klingon makeup we've seen is Search for Spock.
For John Larroquette or what?
For Christopher Lloyd.
It's a look of, I hate you that we let this happen, but shit, they're fucked. In case those at home forgot what the T stands for.
Titty fucking.
That's a television show.
In the second pilot, which is the first time we see Captain Kirk, his tombstone reads James R. Kirk.
R.T. What's the difference?
It's only a pilot. They can change it.
That was his captain log.
It's part of...
Wheels within wheels, Josh. Conspiracies.
And also,
even Kurtwood Smith is pissed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't captain's logs be part of public record?
Unless they had classified information, yes.
I guess. I mean, we don't know Starfleet regulation on Captain's Log. He's not wrong.
I love that.
Even he
as the
wants to get
audience-
this movie over with.
I love that as the audience, we're privy to just hearing English coming from the Klingons, but we're to believe that he's speaking Klingon, and we have to listen to translation, or that. And then he actually says, "Don't wait for the translation."
Ah, the great one speaks.
Disappointed.
Don't forget I'm here, guys.
Brock, you're on camera.
Oh, right. Stern face.
Jesus, Ben, can't you see I'm counting?
This man looks like he heads a metal band.
Why are you using the past tense?
Currently heads a metal band?
Christopher Lee recorded a metal album when he was 93 years old.
This man looks like he was 93 at the time of making this?
And now he's dead.
Never too late. What do they do when they get to their unnatural lives?
Keep on.
Then they get to go back.
Oh.
Aurora Pent, if I remember. No, it's Delta Vega. Never mind. Everybody has to have a line.
And wait for the camera to get on them. Oh, it's my turn.
Guys, is it? I didn't get the go-ahead yet.
Let me get to my spot.
I gotta
It's
find the
called
tape.
Spock.
There it is.
Which that means that Spock's ancestor was Sherlock Holmes.
Damn, this all exists in a fictional universe.
It wasn't until that you came to this realization. Not the fact that it takes place in the future.
It's cool though that Sherlock Holmes is technically part of the Star Trek verse.
Yeah.
A real life Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
The real question is Cumberbatch or Keaton? Buster Keaton.
Oh.
Or Downey Jr.?
Or Basil Rathbone.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Today's his birthday, actually.
Or you know who else played Sherlock Holmes? Roger Moore.
Sir Roger Moore. This movie sucks.
It is a little more turgid than I remember.
I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling.
I'm glad Spock agrees with this too.
Yeah, he does. It's logical. What are you doing? What are you doing? You have chairs. There's like a million chairs in there.
Hey, Kirk's not there. This is like the only chance she gets to do that.
I haven't been. Well, now it's a null question, but I for a hot second I was like, wait, has this all been one take? But I feel like there were cuts.
Yes, this entire movie has been one take.
I meant this scene.
This whole stupid scene. You're starting to win me back, Star Trek. Then you did this. You did this. Applause. Action.
A-
A performance. And a lieutenant. It's 2 per, please.
Meanwhile,
Well, sure as shit ain't the Hall of Justice.
it is, but justice is served.
Justice is best served cold, like this planet.
Oh. Maybe they're on Hoth.
Well,
Everybody remember where we parked.
Hey, it's the North Pole.
loot crates here.
Oh, how cute. He gets a soapbox to stand on. What's an electronic frontier?
Where the border of electronics.
That's not fair. It should be treated badly.
Yeah. Also poorly, but that's splitting hairs. How nice of him to be speaking English. Because I don't see any translators.
Fuck him. Damn, he died quick.
It's super cold. He's got no clothes, kind of.
Yeah.
And he ain't no street magician.
It's like Chronicles of Riddick. They escape by being buff and Vin Diesel. That's never gonna happen.
Usually being Vin Diesel does help anyone escape.
The Chronic Whatcals of Riddick. Man, I haven't seen those movies in ages. I want to watch them again.
It's interesting. I only own
Lazy
the
Sunday.
yeah. I only own the middle one. I don't own Pitch Black or just I guess Riddick.
I expected them to be a lot worse than they actually were. Because they were actually quite entertaining.
According to DeForest Kelley, this
Abe Sapien?
yes, him and William Shatner obviously while filming these sequences, it was the closest those two had ever gotten in the 25 years they'd been working together.
This is Guardians of the Galaxy before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, no cameo with Lloyd Kaufman.
Or Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
You look really pretty. And then someone just pulls him aside and he's like, he doesn't like you. I don't like you.
I'll be careful.
You'll be dead!
Yeah, this is pretty much the cantina scene.
We're wanted men.
We have the death sentence on 5 systems.
It's dope. Everyone smokes and fucking or drinks and shit in Star Trek 6.
I really do like the makeup effects on her. Though they were well done, unlike the Klingons.
Why does the Enterprise have a galley? They have replicators. They've had a replicator since the fucking series.
Kirk likes the real thing?
They've had replicators since the series where Kirk was the captain.
According to him, that would be the real thing.
Minox. Ugh.
Why did it have to be Minox?
Oh God, those uniforms.
Power Rangers. Everyone must have a line.
You understand, I had to do an erotic song and dance in the previous film.
For no reason.
What the?
Ivan Ooze? He's in this?
He's everywhere.
Man, he doesn't age well between here and when he meets the Power Rangers.
I think that's only, 3 years after this?
Yeah, 3 years doesn't do well for him. Are we about to get another erotic interpretive dance, only this time from Kirk?
Sign me up.
You find out where that creature keeps its genitals.
It's chin. It's a Balchinian.
Oof.
I feel you, bro.
Did you feel?
Should I definitely feel? Is he dead? His eyes just disappeared.
Well, don't you die when someone kicks you in the nuts?
Really,
Yeah.
really
He grabs
hard?
him. He's like, "Say it, say it."
Put on the glasses. Thanks for spelling it out.
That's the Kirk I know. I don't think he's holding anything anymore.
Maybe his balls.
No, I meant back to my place.
It's called Snake Eyes now.
Hmm. I mean, we go back in time and change the future. We'll send Spock.
That's exactly like the Cold War ending.
This is where you keep your genitals, right?
Yes, Kirk. On your chest.
David Bowie cringes in the movie theater.
Wait, that's his wife? Or,
Yes.
wow.
I thought he'd be into something a little more alien. A little less humanoid.
She is a shapeshifter.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Surprise!
It's Christian Slater.
If you couldn't tell by his voice. I'm only 12.
And a half.
Didn't you see Heather, sir?
Eskimo. I don't know why, but that's like the only quote from Heather's I think of.
Looks like Klingon blood.
Tastes like Klingon blood.
Yep. Klingon blood.
Let me shine this light in my eye.
That's not how you identify blood?
Oddly enough, no.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
Good thing I'm not a forensic scientist.
Mr. Chekhov, just admit it. You did it.
Man, all the semen in this one.
Yeah.
All the semen in this one.
He's just flying around a little mini Enterprise. Why are we searching for semen again?
I did it.
They're magnetic.
I'm sorry, but the way you said they're magnetic just made me think back to the, and you're Magneto.
And I apologize.
Sasquatch? Yeesh.
I made out with this thing.
This is my true form. You must acquit.
Meanwhile,
It's still not the Hall of Justice.
He looked like a Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's just like big, fake, terrible shoulders.
Mm.
And that's where the special effects budget went. Because that actually looked really good.
I can't tell what's worse if I made out with Sasquatch or a child.
Or the fact that the voice doesn't change with the body.
Right? You'd think that the throat would change and cause some sort of change in voice.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it never gained the ability to change its vocal cords. It's change again. Yep.
You think he'd be like? I mean, I know that he realizes that he made out with like a monster lion woman. But you think right now he'd just be like, "Okay, I'm escaping," so getting captain mode. I'm staring like a dick. High fives. High five me, bro. Nobody?
vape?
Yeah. Do you vape? Vape is life, and I'm dead. Stop telling what to do. You're not the captain.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Here's the real question, though. Where do they plan on going?
It's like Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight Rises. He just teleports back to Gotham.
In
I guess
like a
they
matter of hours.
Think about it, they can teleport in the Star Trek universe. So,
Not here.
if they think hard enough, anything's possible.
They don't have Simon Pegg Scotty.
You know, the worst shot in that trailer is they show in both of the trailers. Like, the first trailer was stupid. The second one, they were like, okay, we're going to make it cooler, but they still show the stupidest shot when Simon Pegg, like, jumps, and then, like, all the CG stuff, and he just, like, lands, and it looks terrible.
Yeah, it grabs the edge of the cliff.
Oh, it looks so bad.
To be clear, we're talking about the Star Trek Beyond trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, Simon Pegg, yeah.
I
For those listening at
to
home,
be-
they may not know which trailer.
To be fair, Simon Pegg was in 2 other Star Trek movies.
We're talking about Star Trek Beyond. We talked about it at the beginning of this fucking movie, this boring shit movie.
But at least it's not the motion picture.
Dude, this is just as bad as a motion picture. This is like so bad. I'm struggling.
Would you rather
Like-
we go back to when the Klingons were just being massacred?
Yeah. Like, they should have known better with this movie. This is the 6th one, and they're repeating the sins of the father here.
Well, the
That's what it should have
original
been called. Star Trek, Sins of the Father.
the
This is
original
fucking
crew is
shit.
going out the same way they came in, disappointing you with a
Shit.
motion picture.
Shittily.
Sure, that's how you want to phrase it.
Jeez.
I guess being a shapeshifter, the cold doesn't bother you as much.
Well, I mean, she shaped into
She shifted into something that had fur.
Ooh.
Action shot.
Predators. Please have predators show up and no shit.
I mean, it's just about as ugly as a predator.
I would rather a predator.
Oh, filmmaking. Oh, almost.
Papers, please.
No ticket.
I think he's struggling
that
to
what you were leaning
remember
in to
his
say?
line.
No, I think the thing, Josh. If you're a Klingon and you don't know your line, you just go "Ugh, bluff, lich, bluff," and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's true."
Well said.
Yeah, Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Let me say it 5 times.
Once more, and with feeling.
Beatles or Stones? Beatles or Stones? Vaping, bro.
Well said.
Wish I knew
I
there
think.
was zeroing.
It's amazing what happens after you marry David Bowie. Kirk versus Kirk. I don't know why McCoy was like, "Hey, let's kiss," and then gets knocked out.
And she's just now mastered the ability to change her voice.
Yeah. That was just Shatner talking to himself.
Yeah. It's a captain's log without the captain's log.
Not even pointing the right way.
What if they had like a thing, like a retcon thing, that they killed the original Kirk and Catwoman person Was Kirk that dies in the other one?
Wow, killing you.
Can we film that again? Absolutely not.
Yeah. I think you know the ship by now, dude.
Oh, so there's the engine room.
Oh. This upside down for years.
No, I'm pretty sure that blow to the head he took just fried his
Yeah.
brain.
Oh,
That's right.
we do have a
Yeah.
kitchen.
I guess he doesn't have the ship like the back of his hand.
What have I been eating for years?
Remember this, guys. You look at a blueprint of a ship, you know where shit is hidden automatically. Or
Well,
I think just if you're Scotty.
He realized that that wasn't a vent or something. Darmok Angelad et Tanagra. There's a little,
Next gen reference.
for those Star
I'm
Trek
like
nerds
that.
out there.
I'm like that other guy, I just have no clue.
Cock? I love the just tickled laughter that Sam gets.
Yeah.
every once in a while. Just
Classic.
classic Sam.
Hey, let's take a peek behind the curtain. How much of this movie is left? Let's
29 minutes.
Christ.
Lovers.
It's me.
Jesus, Spock, what's been going on in my absence?
Worked for Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well,
So I guess a
I
phaser.
guess, yeah.
No. A phaser stun at close range will
The
kill?
idea is, if you like hold it right up to somebody's temple, just that point blank discharge of
Yeah.
energy.
you know, kind of like Brandon Lee.
Or like a stun gun. If you fire a stun gun against somebody's temple, you're gonna fucking kill them.
So I could take a phaser, set it to stun, and still kill someone.
Was that Chris Christopherson? It wasn't, but
No, it looked more like Bryan Cranston.
Cranston.
Not even he could save this film.
So when
Cranston, you the bomb and John Carter, yo.
when are we gonna get a Star Trek movie that has the mirror events?
We haven't got a film yet, right? We've only gotten a couple. We've gotten the one episode in season 2 of the original series. We've got a couple episodes in Deep Space Nine, and the one episode or the two-parter in Enterprise. Yeah, we haven't seen it in film form yet.
Wait for them to truly run out of ideas.
I mean, the
They
first
did, though,
movie
Star
was.
Trek Into Darkness.
If you think it took them that long to run out of ideas, first movie was a rehash of several episodes plots.
The Changeling, specifically.
Oh,
Or
yep.
most notably.
Here's the plot reveal.
Why haven't they shaved yet? Or showered? Like it looks like neither shirt. I'm done. Goodbye. Lord knows how many times I've said that phrase. Ugh. That was the kind of face he just made. Ooh, faith, faith, faith.
Thank you, George Michael.
Apparently neither can Vulcans. There's a huge difference between letting someone die and killing them. I mean, just watch Batman Begins.
He goes in the ultimate loophole to kill somebody by not killing somebody. That's dick move, Batman. Super dick move.
And that's how he began.
Yeah. Like, the superhero's sole job is to save someone even if they're a bad guy. And he flat out says, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you either, you vigilante prick.
Yeah, there's nothing super about him.
I got nothing on that. Nothing.
He's super rich,
Yeah.
super prepared.
Yeah, a good guy.
I think this is the first time we see a non-consensual mind meld.
So he pulls a Miss Martian. For you Young Justice fans at home.
Josh has fallen deep down the Young Justice rabbit hole. And I'm so happy. Is he putting his pinky in her ear?
If that's what struggling looks like for a Vulcan.
Well, I think she understands that she has to let him do it, but she just doesn't want him to. Also, he could break her neck, and I guess she doesn't want him to do that.
No way, the guy with the bad facial hair and the eye patch? No.
Wonder how many times they had to practice speaking in unison. And is his poking her actually doing anything?
His poking her is probably signaling her, like, hey, say the line.
And then he just digs underneath her skin and it becomes like the most metal Star Trek movie ever.
Be awesome.
Like in Poltergeist.
Thing.
Yeah.
Please no.
That one, guys.
No.
But not all of us are Vulcans.
That is a badass line from Spock, though.
Yeah.
Not all of us can be launched into a Genesis planet.
Yeah, they got destroyed with the fucking with Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Give me the Genesis.
You want Genesis? You can have Genesis. Chris, where's your Genesis?
There underneath the couch. In the black bag with the yellow highlights.
Yeah, give him the CD too for good measure. Maybe the 32X if you have.
I have neither. Just the Genesis. It's not even complete because it's either missing the power cord or the AV cord.
Well,
I forget which.
don't tell the Klingons that.
I mean, sorry. It's the Genesis. With the 32X and the Sega CD.
I don't know this man.
Bill, we were captains.
We spoke in the 6th film. Over telephone.
Is that how he sleeps? It's gotta be uncomfortable.
I hope with the snuggie robe and everything. Yeah.
The robe from the fourth movie. By the way, how cool was it seeing that guy at AwesomeCon dressed up as that iteration of Spock with a "Save the Whales" sign?
Summarize the entire film in one picture.
And I got it.
Thanks, Spock. What? That looked like the Power Rangers hideout.
It's on the air at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or two off.
94.
Yeah. Okay, so like 3 years off.
I forget, though, it's like,
And
if they use like an actual like monument or landmark for that,
The outside, yes.
which is...
I forget what it. I forget exactly where it is, but it's an observatory that's attached or part of a Jewish college in California, I believe.
That would make sense for something to use in Star Trek.
Just the building, then like the mountain, the mountain that it's a superimposed picture. So it's an observatory that's been put on top of a mountain for the shot.
Sorry, the close-ups. They're the random lady that was like dabbing her face. When they...
So we've got Ivan Ooze and the Power Rangers headquarters in this film.
Yeah.
But I will put my foot up someone's ass if we don't get peace today.
Silent Running. That's a submarine movie.
Is it a good one?
Yeah, actually. Run Silent, Run Deep.
So like World War II era?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. More specifically, it's the. I might pronounce this wrong, but the Brandeis Bardin Institute, which is a Jewish retreat located in the Simi Valley in California. I'm sorry. It's the Brandeis Bardin campus of the American Jewish University.
Does it say if it was used as a scene in this film?
Oddly enough, it was.
Yes!
And more than just this Star Trek. So it's Camp Kittomer in Star Trek 6, and then it's Lors Borg compound in the Star Trek Next Gen episode Descent.
Oh.
That's the season 6 finale.
I'll take your word for it because it doesn't say here.
I see it's a fave for many a science.
It is the 26th. Or all it says here is the 26th episode of the 6th season, and the first episode of the 7th.
It was always a two-parter, starting with season 3.
Mm-hmm. Which 26 episodes that I would And also, if it's used in the first episode of the seventh, I would say, yeah, finale.
Well done, building. Well done.
Yeah. It's also used in The Lawnmower Man, Marilyn Manson's music video, The Dope Show, Chris Brown's music video, Wall to Wall, Kelly Price's video, As We Lay, the Rock and Roll History Museum and Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny. The rear of the building was featured in a recent Lexus commercial.
Huh. Yeah, this building is popular.
Yeah, well, it's just like that tunnel that's by that other observatory. That's like it's the Back to the Future Part 2 tunnel, and the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it's in Buckaroo Banzai. It's in a lot of stuff. I've driven through it. It's very short. You would not believe it's only like 1/10 of a mile long. Like, Back to the Future makes it feel like it's a half a mile long. Is this more Hamlet?
No, it's Macbeth. Or
Still
no, it's
Shakespeare.
no, sorry. Prickers do we not bleed? It's Merchant of Venice. Shylock's monologue.
Is that Shakespeare?
It is.
Okay, then my comment still stands. I'm still looking at its the thing's appearance in movies and TV. It's in an episode of Chuck.
Huh.
7th episode of the 3rd season, Chuck versus the Mask. It's the museum in that episode. Could be the interior, not the exterior.
I see you.
Oh. It was in the TV series VIP. With Pamela Anderson? Is that who it was? It was like Pamela Anderson's version of Charlie's Angels? Yes. Action, comedy, drama. Oh. It's in a mid-'80s revival episode of The Twilight Zone. Sorry, I'm really bored, so I'm just...
He's not your ancestor, asshole.
What, Shakespeare? Oh, no, Games Afoot. Games Afoot. So, yeah, Sherlock does say that, but Sherlock's quoting Shakespeare. He's quoting Henry V.
So it's just... So
damn you, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
So that was just a layered why is he Why are Klingons so obsessed with Shakespeare?
Just General Chang.
Damn, that one went all the way through. Ooh, a power glove. I should get a big briefcase for my power glove. With like foam cut out of the exact shape of it.
He's waited his entire career to do that. Knock, knock, motherfucker.
Not to be. So that was a special like I was talking and I didn't catch it. That was a special one that was like honed in on the chip.
On their heat signature.
And they had to do that manually. They've got guns. They've got guns.
Sorry, diving Kirk.
Yeah. Best Kirk.
And fuck yourself while you're at it.
Go arrest yourself. Scotty to the rescue.
Scotty's got a gun.
Bam, bam. Oh, well's come on down.
Wait, that Klingons' blood is red.
He's
Dead.
dead, Jim.
Like fucking like.
How did they know to teleport in right where he was trying to run away?
And how they know that the admiral was evil?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's why this one's called The Undiscovered Country.
So this is really Star Trek, the future.
Yeah,
Or Star Trek Shakespeare. Who the fuck knows at this point?
right?
Star Trek. Boring.
Yeah.
Star Trek The Big Snooze. Slow. It had a fucking snow.
Well done, Chris. You
wrap it
won
up.
it out of all of us. Even the film agrees.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up, please. Thank you. Weird. Look at that guy clapping on the right. Fucking with me right now?
Our culture doesn't have a clap.
It's like Brett Favre
Culture
shows up.
doesn't have
Whoa.
elbows.
What the fuck were those? That was awesome.
I don't know, but where's their movie?
Yeah, seriously.
Why is it always that there's two aliens that we've never seen before that are like the coolest part of the movie? It was last time it was like
Thanks for all
disco
you do.
Daft Punk,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive since Daft Punk's already pretty disco.
Yeah.
A couple of Daft Punks.
And no, Christ.
The two starships right off into the sunset and
I
make
do-
tiny starship babies.
I do like Kirk's final line in this quite a bit.
Oh, wisdom.
It looks like one of those commercials of like a locally owned business where the last shot is always just all of them waving. I don't know this man. I'll forget him.
Bill, we said our goodbyes on screen.
One of these days I'm actually going to watch that so I'd like really get how bad of a reference this is. I don't know this man. All of us or just the ship?
They saw a video of the sexy dance.
Fuck that. Yeah, well, close.
Well, Spock, you're half human at least, so...
So it'd be go. And to...
Good.
And now even the music's going, go to hell, go to hell.
It's a reference to Peter Pan.
He's smiling because it's the first non-Shakespearean thing said.
Yeah, he's referencing Barry, not Shakespeare.
And then the navigator's just like, how do I put that to the left of what?
Sir, there's a lot of stars to the right. What's the second star? Which?
And, sir, we're in space. What morning?
Greenwich Mean Time, sir?
We're in space, sir. There is no Greenwich Mean Time.
And then we got sucked into that sun. Ooh.
Is he the first to do that? Then-
No, because Next Generation's been on the air for like 4 years.
Seriously, they're going into the
Damn.
sun. They're gonna die.
There they go.
And Nova.
And that's it. That's the last time we see the original
Oh,
crew.
neat. Is that all their signatures?
Yep.
Oh.
It's the last time we see them all in action. Yeah, it's maybe not the best of the...
They all like have doctor's handwritings. I can't make barely any of that
It's a
stuff out.
signature,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's it. It's maybe not it's maybe not the best, but it's kind of like
That's
the
DeForest Kelly.
the Walt Disney D.
Mm.
Yeah, what'd you guys think?
I'll let Jake go first.
Not the biggest fan of this one, that's for sure. 1 and 6 are about on par for terrible.
Yep.
Uhuru.
Yeah, spelled her name wrong. She fucking bled for this company for 25 years, and they spell her name wrong.
Did the sexy dance and everything.
That sums it up for me. Like I said, I like 2 through 5. I don't know if I'll ever watch them again, but I like 2 through 5. But 1 and 6, definitely not a fan of them. I even though I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, it's bittersweet to know that's like the last of it, and it's kind of a nice
the last
wrap
of the
up
classic.
of the classic. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them obviously there's almost a literal baton handoff in Generations.
Yeah, but
So-
it's been it's now I can say I've seen all the original Star Trek movies because I couldn't say that 2 hours ago. So
Hour and 49 minutes.
Gentlemen,
It's nice to know I actually have seen this one before and slowly but surely keep remembering it as the film goes on. Yeah, it is a bit of an odd way for the original crew to say their farewells, as far as the film plot goes. But in the same way, I guess it is touching that, they bring about peace as their final voyage.
I kind of had an opposite of Josh because I know I have seen this movie, but the entire time I'm watching, I'm like, the only thing I remember is Kim Cattrall. Like I literally, nothing else was familiar.
How about her heel turn?
No, didn't remember that either.
Mm.
But nice use of the term heel turn.
yeah, again, like it's probably it's not one of my favorite.
I would say this is probably my just slightly better than the motion picture for me because it wasn't as like
There's stuff that happens.
yeah, it wasn't as like slow molasses.
don't they? I know you guys don't follow this rule, but isn't like the thing supposed to be the even number ones are good?
That's the generalization.
Or the running gag, yeah.
Yeah. Which there's the only time that I think that's absolutely correct is with the motion picture.
Insurrection. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also after Undiscovered Country, I lose track of which one is numbered what.
Yeah, because they don't number them anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So we're gonna take a brief interlude next week to ring in a special holiday, but we'll be back the following week with some Next Generation adventures.
Ooh.
This has been another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
Live long and prosper. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.